Does time move faster in Elbaf? That's what it looks like in chapter 1132. If you didn't read it yet, then do not watch further. So at the end of the chapter, we see this note from the author of Bragmen that reads, "Do not overstay your welcome." And the bartender also says if the Straw Hats were drinking, they would be there for 3 whole days. That's pretty specific. It also seems like Shanks referenced this when he was in Elbaf because he said, "It looks like I talked for too long, and it was only supposed to be a pit stop, but I stayed here long enough for a big shot to come." The consensus of the fandom is that time definitely moves differently, and the Japanese fandom believe this as well because it's pretty explicit when you translate it directly from the Japanese. So if time moves differently, does it move faster or slower? Well, based on Shanks' comment, I think it does move faster. Shanks stayed there long enough for Kid to show up. So if this is the case, this could mean that the outside world will just continue to progress while the Straw Hats are just stuck in Elbaf, just like learning about the lore. And this could mean groups like Cross Guild would continue hunting Marines and gaining more power. The Revolutionary Army would continue their war with the world government. Kobe will probably progress much further, and this is good for his goal of trying to stop Luffy, you know? But also, the Blackbeard Pirates are going to progress further and just gain more and more power. For the Straw Hats in general, this isn't good, but I do think this could be good for Luffy because if you recall, Luffy has a really bad stamina problem when it comes to Gear 5. So if he's using Gear 5 a lot in Elbaf and time moves like, let's say 3 times faster according to the bartender, this could be really good for him. I mean, think about it. As soon as he leaves Elbaf, it'd be like Rock Lee taking off ankle weights. He would just be able to use Gear 5 basically non-stop. But keep in mind, this is all just a theory. We really don't know what's going on in Elbaf exactly. A lot of people like to debunk this by talking about the giant's age. If time did move faster, then some of these 400-year-old giants would be like Void Century age, right? Then again, couldn't it just be that giants are accustomed to this and they record their age in Elbaf years or something? So maybe like, let's say a 300-year-old giant is really 100 years old. I don't see why that couldn't be the case. But all of this does make you think about how other characters would respond to this time difference. Let's say Bogard, for example. If he was placed in Elbaf, how would it affect him? Well, if you recall, here is him at God Valley. This is what he looks like, right? Keep that in mind. Then here is him 27 years back in the story, 10 years after God Valley, around 10 years. That's what he looks like. Basically identical, okay? Now, here he is 2 years back in the story. Looks exactly the same, okay? Now, here he is present time. Does he look any different than he did in God Valley? No. So, would this affect him if he were at Elbaf? It wouldn't. It would not faze him at all. It would just be a normal day.